Sack. We have played a little bit of this deck in Alchemy. The big difference between this deck in Alchemy and Standard is that in Alchemy you get the Sanguine Sacrament that makes Blood Artist. In Standard, we're playing a bit weaker Sacrifice payoff in Smelter, but I think the core of this deck is still very good in this format. Similar to the deck in Alchemy, this deck's actually a relatively budget choice in the format. We have a few mythics at the top end, but the good core of this deck is basically all commons and uncommons here. So let's go ahead and pop on into a few matches with this and see how it goes. I mean, they definitely prefer people make an account. Social media sites don't want you to have an account to browse because they want to be able to store information about your browsing habits so they can serve you more things that will keep you engaged on the site longer. Because remember, the ultimate goal of Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, every one of these sites, their goal is to keep you on the site for as many hours as possible. Every decision they make is centered around the idea of, hey, you should stay longer on this site. Yeah, the people that like envision stuff like 1984, right? Like, they thought the government was gonna spy on people for like nefarious things. It's like, nah, corporations are gonna spy on people so they can serve you more efficient advertisements. They can be more profitable. That's the reality we live in. Not all of the social media sites resell your information. A lot of them just keep it internally so they can serve you ads more efficiently to get higher click rates. Yeah, the smart ones aren't selling your information. To the smart ones, your information is more valuable kept private to them, so they're the one that profits off of it. Nice. So there are only 4 cards in our deck that cost more than 2 mana. So when you play Synthesizer on 3 before you play a land in this build, you're incredibly likely to get to draw a card with it. Which is the goal. You don't want to play this card and then not be able to cast the top thing. It's a pretty bad brick. Go ahead and kill this Kami. Just want to take their pressure off the board. The Kami obviously is going to go back to their hand from its trigger, but I just want to alleviate the pressure valve that they currently have so I can have time to grind. Sure does. Sure does. They killed it during our end step. Oh, it's just sorcery speed. I think I'd rather put Sorin into play than just get a naked Meathook out. One thing that I find a little bit annoying is Wizards has lost consistency with how they template effects like this. Some of these effects they template as at sorcery speed, and other ones they template as only on your turn. And that distinction seems really arbitrary and weird to me.
Dire times call for dire tactics.
So, I understand mechanically that there's a difference in the rules with those two things. I wasn't saying I didn't understand they weren't different. I'm saying fundamentally the way in which those two things end up being different really isn't so a lot of the time. And it's weird to me that there's a distinction. So we'll sack this. It's just gonna die. Straight here. Getting them low-ish here. Our vampires might be able to finish in the air, but Hollow Haunting's pretty scary, being honest. This is one way, so we talked about one of the differences between this build and the other build are different. This build doesn't get to play the card Sanguine Sacrament, which means our bloods never get to deal damage, which is unfortunate. So he's got a lot of lifelink now in Trample. On my deck. Oh, you know what? I should have started rummaging with these, looking for a, we're gonna draw a Voltage Surge and feel real dumb here. Well, shit.
Without me, we're all doomed.
Mistakes were made, shit. We'll see if we can slog through it, but mistakes have been made. Ha-ha! It didn't matter. No harm, no foul. See, chat, past Jeff just had the foresight to know that he was screwed regardless. Alright, so in this matchup, I think we want to pull out our kind of lower quality cards and board in on removal and up on ways to get grindy here. I think these games tend to go long on average when we're winning them. Pulled a couple of smelters for that reason too. They're just kind of a linear card. Just kind of want to overload on being able to KO our opponent's stuff. Andronis, thank you for the 36 months. I appreciate the 3 years. Pala, thanks for the 4 years. It's quite some time. Happy Tuesday. Hands are a touch awkward here with the dens. I'm supposed to lead on this. That way if I draw a black 2-drop, I can cast it. Pretty unlikely to need to Voltage Surge on one, although I guess they could have their 1/1 drop. Of course. Of course. Submit nothing. What are spells, baby? Don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hey, hey, hey. Okay. It's a spell. Can I find more spells? That's true. If we squint our these are technically spells. All right, we're gonna go ahead and get rid of this visitor here because it allows us to deploy Lolth onto an empty board next turn. Arena speed's a little scary. They have a haste Dorko. They'll get to get Lolth, which is not great for us. They have a trample Dorko, sorry, because they'll be able to give it haste. I have to imagine it's pretty high, John. All right, and they tapped off of red, so they can't give Skyclave haste. Well, that's interesting. This is templated as Leaves play?
Good minions are loyal and deadly.
And deadly. 100,000 is infinite. That's like almost more people than exist in the Magic community. It's very easy to forget, regardless of which aspect of Twitter you're using, like, that Twitter is a very small percentage of the population, right? Like, especially when it comes to things like politics, too. Like, it's very easy to get caught up on, like, oh, there's a bunch of people on Twitter saying this thing, but, like, really, there aren't a lot of total people in the world saying that thing. It's just like a Twitter space thing. You used to be able to look and see how many people you had blocked. You can't anymore. It's big sad.
I will get what I want.
I think we definitely want a Shatterskull there, Dork, right? And a monster wants to see their own body count. That's the real questions.
To bargain with me.
Block is great for us.
We will slay our enemies.
Let's turn this into a token and a drain. They do have the lifesteal rune here, which is a little concerning. Oh, you know what? We get to kill them with Meathook Massacre next turn, right? We like down tick Lolth, make 2 more spiders, and then just like Meathook clear my 7 creatures. Does it give you a number, or does it just show them in a list? I'm pretty sure it doesn't give you a number, and it just shows them in a list. You used to be able to export them to a spreadsheet to count them, and you can't do that anymore.
You win this round. But I wait. Do what I demand.
Okay, so I actually want to play the second Lolth to make more spiders before we kill them with Meathook here. because Tamiyo's Blessing gains 2 life. So it's important that I have 9 and not 7 here in case they can gain 2.
A gift in exchange for loyalty.
All right, think I'm happy with our plan. Yeah, I don't have a number in there. Turn 3 Tron. There's no number there. I just looked at mine and I only see a big list. Yeah, it must not give you a number. My number is definitely in the 4 digits. Oh, maybe it does only show on mobile? Listen, chat, I'm addicted to social media just like the rest of you at home, but I don't use Twitter on my phone. And setting some number of boundaries is important. So there's no Twitter on my phone. Smart. No, if I was smart, I would delete the app. I am not smart. I just have small amounts of control over my impulses. Nice. 2-drop. We really want another piece of removal here. Hopefully, next turn, the Deadly Dispute plus this will help us find it. Turn off notifications. No, I can't help myself. Just like compulsively sit there and watch them refresh. Me having trample is just so good. Speaking of good. Hook, line, and sink 'em, chat. Is this a hey look a distraction angle? I think it might be a hey look a distraction angle.
My will cannot be denied.
My will cannot be denied. So you have 2 large tramplers now. Oh, sure.
Oh yes, I know the knowledge you seek.
We had a couple of planeswalkers there. Maybe boarding up to 6 of them isn't a good plan in that matchup. Maybe 4 or 5 is plenty. And then draw some cheap things, but like had a piece of interaction and had our first 3 land drops. So I wouldn't fault anybody for mulliganing this hand, but I won't be greedy and keep it. Super rewarded. Yeah, usually like shock scale up into deal 4s, right? Like it's so weird that Unholy Heat is a scale up into a deal 6. Like it's so out of place compared to how those types of effects usually work. So much more powerful. So powerful. Oh man, chat. 4 mana and no plays. Unlucky. Opponent's just the unluckiest there ever was. Nothing to see here. Move along, folks.
Out of my way. I have a way. You will serve me well.
You will serve me well.
Now you've
By the way, did anybody, I'm gonna be completely honest, I largely ignored the historic portions of the tournament this past weekend. Was there anything interesting or sweet that made a deep run? Because there was 23% other on that metagame report.
I have got new moves to teach you.
Venture wasn't historic. I asked about historic. There were a lot of sweet alchemy decks, Jeff. Alchemy is a banger. This chat.
Nothing on Innistrad is free.
Blue-White Affinity did well. Okay, I'd count Blue-White Affinity as something sweet. You're right that it's not a new deck, but it's not like one of the big ones.
Until next time.
Can we just clean the board out here?
Aren't I generous?
Anyone have a link to the affinity list offhand? Taking a peek at it.
You fight for me now.
I will show you.
The
what
fact
I
that they
do,
have a
what
wedding
I
festivity
demand.
and we do not, it's not great for our sizing here. Thanks, John. Oh, it's playing a bunch of Scion of Urza. I love that card. Be some Scion of Urza, chat. Oh, brutal.
Aren't I the generous one?
Excuse my sudden egress.
Go on, run. But we will catch you.
We will catch you.
I return to the subservience will be. Envy the strong. My will cannot be denied.
Got some Spooter friends here. So, playing the second Lolth out ahead of time kind of shows our hand is what we have available to us, but it means when they take this block, I get the extra loyalty counter on my Planeswalker, which I think has value.
I will cull the weak.
Yeah, we played a Patchwork deck in Standard yesterday. I mean, to be fair, depending on your color requirements, John, Moonsnare having a channel ability has a lot of upside compared to Springleaf Drum in the mid to late game. The channel on that card is not bad.
We will slay. Aren't I generous? All aren't I the generous one? Subservience will be a reward.
Yes, Snare is very good against auras, is accurate. All their indestructible nonsense. Our Oni-Cult here and nothing to do with it, unfortunately. Crucible here is pretty clutch. A piece of spot removal.
A gift in exchange for loyalty.
We still trade these here, even though Lolth's gonna die. It says Menace, so I can't block here.
Oh, you'll fall into my web again. Aren't I generous?
We just ship in here, right? No. I have a problem with alchemy cards having mythic. Oh, hold on. A little bit of echo there. I don't think you all got the echo. Is my settings right? You did not. All right. I don't think alchemy cards being full of mythics and rares is any more or less of a problem than all of the rest of Magic's constructed staples largely being mythics and rares. So, yes, I think alchemy stuff shouldn't be a bunch of mythic and rares, but I also think Magic's format staples in generals shouldn't be a bunch of mythics and rares. That's not really, again, that's not a, this is a problem with alchemy, it's a, this is a problem with Magic in general. So, I won't disagree with you that it's an issue, but I will disagree that it's not an alchemy-specific issue. Hopefully they're dead. Yeah, Duraladan's really good. They're still dead on board. Right? They need another removal spell? Even if they had double blocked this instead of blocking this, the Oni-Cult Anvil kills them there. Yeah, if you're one of my Pokemon Unite regulars, we're gonna play some Unite this afternoon as always, but you can also, up on my YouTube channel, there's a highlight video. Up there, I got a chance to play last night with some folks from the Subs Discord server. We did some 5 stacks on my Smurf and it was good. So, I actually disagree with you that rares and mythics being a part of Magic are bad from a Wizards consumer standpoint, because they just want your money and doing those things are incredibly profitable for them. The thing I would agree with you on that I think you're kind of getting to in a roundabout way that's definitely a problem is Magic Arena doesn't do a good enough job of giving you a drip for free initially. So like, take Hearthstone, for example, is a game that's pretty anti-consumer, or Yu-Gi-Oh!, Planeswalker, stuff like that. Like, their systems are pretty anti-consumer as well, but they do a much better job of giving you a bunch of free stuff to start. So that way people, like, get a deck or two under them, and then they have to start grinding incessantly or pay a bunch of money. This is a Duress matchup. Definitely want my extra grindy Planeswalkers. Meathook seems fine to reset the board. I'm going to bring in a couple of extra removal spells to deal with their Planeswalkers. Yeah, we're supposed to get an economy update stream on Thursday. I would like to deliver to chat a very key idea that's very important to understand. The key to not being disappointed in life is low expectations. So I don't think I'd go as far to say don't expect anything. The unaimed arrow never misses. I think people who are expecting a full economy overhaul are gonna be pretty sad with the arena update stream on Thursday. But I'd be pretty surprised if the update stream on Thursday doesn't involve some type of changes to alchemy specifically. That's what I'm expecting them to address. Probably dead here. PVD, thanks for the 2.5 years. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Yeah, the economy change on Thursday is we realized we said we were gonna get rid of the vault when we left beta. We are now long out of beta and we are deleting the vault. Okay, that's a great pickup for us. Gone? Question mark? The problem here is they have Planeswalker, right? Ooh, no Wandering Emperor. It's like Christmas, chat. Is that a whole bunch of nothing? I'm a big fan of nothing. They probably have a Vanishing Verse here, right? Anybody else putting them on Vanishing Verse? I think I want to just play around Vanishing Verse. Because I could play this and try and get value out of it, but I think doing that into what's very likely a removal spell for it is not smart. Hey, thanks, Avemum. Subs like that Prime are the reason why I'm able to be here, so thanks for keeping me around. Your Tuesday's off to a good start. Thanks for the follow, Kylo. I'll dispute one of these, and we'll sack the other to Oni-Cult. If there's not a Vanishing Verse in their hand, I would be incredibly surprised. Organax, thank you for the 7 months. Welcome back. Oh, sure. For me, deck, you shouldn't have. I'm actually gonna sack the treasure here, just so I want more 1/1s in play, I think. Honestly, wouldn't be surprised if both of these eat removal here. Okay, interesting. It's like on a bunch of bricks then? Meathook is not a card they could have. Yeah, that's fair. There's actually a... Meathook is punishing for sacrificing the treasure here. Maybe that's a card I probably should have put them on. And that was poor play on my part. I was putting them on spot removal, but Meathook definitely was in the range of things they could have too. Thanks for the 22 months, Winsy. We gotta sack one of these to itself, right? I'm gonna do this. We'll sack one to this. Really surprised they didn't have another piece of spot removal here. I wonder, do they just like have another Meathook? Just like it could be in the range of things that they have. Stone Cold Nothing. It's in the range of things they could have too. Big fan of the Stone Cold Nothing, chat. Drop it like it's hot. Oh, you know what? I tapped out, so I actually can't use this now. Sedge. I don't think you can upgrade rarity of gear turn 3 Tron. Pretty sure the rarity's set when you get it. For anybody wondering why I didn't sacrifice this token to an Oni-Cult Anvil, it's because that's not a legal play. These are colorless, not artifacts. Them out pretty solidly. Based on the metrics, that opponent's archetype, the black-white control deck, is the most popular deck in Standard at the moment. So being able to grind through that seems like it bodes well for this archetype. Yeah, having a bunch of anvils there. The first game was a very close, scrappy game. That game, we just kind of married them with the 4 anvils. Felt good. In a draft deck with 3 anvils? Seems good. Well, above average, perhaps. I'm gonna lead on this. I'd rather this get Jawari Disruption than this get Jawari Disruption. Synthesizer here. Okay. So we'll do this, and then we get to turn this into a 3-1 and attack for 5. Strong start. We don't have to worry about getting Divine Purged in this format, which feels good. That card's really good against this archetype in Alchemy. Excuse me? I've been bamboozled, chat. Yeah, the spice indeed. Yeah, we're probably gonna do 2 or 3 hours of Unite at the end today. Since we didn't do Outer Worlds to start. Yeah, Unite's fully cross-platform. It attempts to pair you with people on the same platform as you when you're in a fully random queue, but it doesn't always succeed, depending on what your rank is and how many other people are playing. I was enjoying Outer Worlds gameplay, or not gameplay, story writing and characters, but the actual gameplay left a bit to be desired. So I'm gonna bounce out on it. Well, the Last of Us, I bounced off of that gameplay for a pretty different reason. Like, I'm just not big on stealth things. Outer Worlds just had, like, pretty uninspired shooter combat. And it had uninspired shooter combat combined with tedious inventory management and a quest system that was kind of sloppy in terms of giving you proper direction on where you should be going when. It was not a great combination of things. Well, that's unfortunate. It's fine, I didn't want spells anyways. Feeling like we're dead. Hey, they're not blocking with anything that matters. Geist Snare was very good for them that game. Duress sounds lovely. Bloodchief sounds lovely. Maybe I want Surge. I can't decide if I want these Planeswalkers or not. Meathook seems kind of clunky and awkward. These are, like, good when we get into attrition-y positions, but they're not great into their counterspells. But I'm also, like, bringing in Duresses to fight through their counterspells. That's fine. Let's try this. I heard that one got pushed back, right? I heard both. I thought I heard both Hogwarts Legacy and Forspoken got pushed back. Large ecosystems like Harry Potter, when it's an entire IP, is similar to Twitch being owned by Amazon in that Jeff Bezos isn't a particularly good person, and yeah, you kind of indirectly make him money, but like, you not using Amazon or Twitch isn't really going to impact him in any way, shape, or form. J.K. Rowling being awful doesn't really change the fact that she's, like, made her billions and is never going to not be wealthy. There's a lot of good, reasonable people that put hard work into a game like the Harry Potter game that's gonna come out. Yeah, it's a good summary from Pele. Once a company or thing gets to a certain size, individual consumer action doesn't really pressure them. Especially if your goal isn't even the company, but an individual who's already made plenty of money. Like, I kept a 3-spell hand, right? Like these 3 cards were in my opening hand. Just checking. No, I had this too, right? Maybe we drew 1 spell. Okay, I think I only had 3 spells. I forgot they took one of them away. Gonna kill their thing and keep the board clear. You get a thing? Sounded like there was a thing. Ooh, look, a mastery orb, chat. We get some alchemy packs in the mastery track. Yeah, there aren't really any good foils in the mastery track this time through. I finished up Forbidden West. It took me about 35 hours to do the main storyline and all of the major side quests. It was very good. The Horizon franchise is one of my favorite single-player story games. Yeah, as far as Elden Ring goes, I don't really do from soft games. I'm not a fan of their game design. They are very decidedly not story games.
I could sneak right by, but I'm itching to. Now this is a juicy secret.
Chat, if I want to feel angry while I play a video game, I already have Magic the Gathering. Why would I want to play a Dark Souls game? So I had someone offer to pay me to play. I had someone offer to pay me to play Elden Ring, and I was like, "Well, I could do an hour." And they're like, they wanted a 3-hour minimum guarantee. I was like, "Nah, I don't make promises I can't keep." Yeah, my understanding of Elden Ring being more accessible just means that you have the option to grind up more levels in other areas and come back to a boss later. But I also don't really enjoy... like, tediously grinding to get levels and things either, right? Chat, I don't grind any of these games. I swipe my credit card. That's fine, I didn't want that spell anyways, opponent. Joke's on you. I'm not big on single-player card games, chat. It's not my jam. Our deck definitely feels like it doesn't have enough artifacts in it consistently. Lack of Sanguine Sacrament, definitely feeling it. Compared to the alchemy version of this archetype. I played Breath of the Wild. Breath of the Wild holds my record for most hours I've ever played in a game before getting annoyed with it and stopping playing it.
Thanks. I'll be taking that now.
We eat OP armor that slowly drains a refillable money account. Yeah, that sounds like my jam. Do you not grind Pokemon Go? I view Pokemon Go as an idle collector game. There's not anything you grind towards in Pokemon Go. You just like kind of push buttons on your screen while you're out walking around.
Would have had me if I wasn't so fast.
No, I finished Raid probably close to a year ago at this point. I never actually sold my account because I don't know that I could bring myself to do that after all the hours I put into it, but... You can sell raid accounts. Hey, I mean, you can sell anything. That is correct, Steve, which is why I never did it. I think I'm just playing a synthesizer here. It could be right to fire up the Den of the Bugbear, but it also seems incredibly likely they're just like sitting on another piece of spot removal. And spending all of my mana to run into a removal spell seems not great. Oof. They had a removal spell. It's against the TOS to sell a raid account. Yeah, it's against the Magic Online terms of service to sell game objects for cash in that game too. Yet here we are.
Hope you're ready to lose. Let your blade do the talking.
Out of my way.
Just drawing a card here rather than down ticking and then being forced to chump with the vampire when they make this a 3/3.
Excuse my sudden egress.
There's no secret I can't uncover.
Gods, to me!
Oh my gosh. I just clicked into enter combat by mistake. I don't think it matters. I don't believe I'm attacking, but I just bumped the keyboard there. My biggest fear is that by the time they put Vryn's Prodigy on Arena, it will be underpowered. That's a pretty reasonable fear. Oh, this thing's gonna ult on me? its ult even really does anything in their deck. It only gets blue and black creatures. It might not actually do much in their archetype. They're more controlling. Probably just here as a card advantage engine.
You could have such my power is for annihilation.
I have got new moves to teach you.
For the sake of all Innistrad, my will must be obeyed. You wish to know my secrets? Very well.
Very well. These are my secrets. I have a Meathook Massacre, and they are at 12, so we're certainly behind at the moment, but definitely not just dead. Oh, they're looting before they attack. Interesting. That's a pretty good one, yeah. Alright, so they are going to 9.
Stay your hand, mortal.
Going to 8.
Go, my children.
Go, my children.
Let your blade do the talking.
It's pretty good.
You will deal with this annoyance.
Okay, this is Drain 5 here on board in theory. Yeah, the anvil represents more damage as well. That's accurate.
I am the Emperor of Kamigawa, and I will protect my people.
Yeah, I'm supposed to block with more. Get the drains.
Remember your
Kind of
blade.
surprised they flashed that in there instead of using it on my turn to exile a tap thing if I attacked. Drain some life.
Now this is a juicy secret.
Sorin's a pretty good pickup for them.
Consider yourself
Means that they have some life link in the board. Wait. If I don't sack this, Bloodtithe Harvester kills the vampire.
You fight for me now.
Yeah, I'm gonna start doing that for Alchemy and Standard. Quite crooked, I think. Just S or A up front.
Dire times call for dire tactics.
Subservience will be rewarded.
Will be rewarded. Adamant, thanks for the 14 months. Welcome back. Alright, so fire this up. We'll attack. They should be dead. Meathook's a hell of a drug chip. Don't do drugs, kids, unless they're Meathook Massacres. Epicure. Epicure's another damage. Anvil sacrifices something for another damage. Every one of my creatures that dies is another damage. Ping, 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 ping. Hey, Ash World, thanks for the over 2.5 years. Welcome back. Good morning, good morning. It's morning, right? Yeah, not even 10 a.m. yet. Sorin and Lolth get to come in. This is a Duress matchup. So they have a lot of non-creature spells, but they also don't have a lot of I don't have a lot of counter spells. Well, I suppose they could have more counter spells post-board. I trim around the edges here. Oh, hey, Steve, while you're in chat, are you around for Unite this afternoon? Are you busy? Let me know. That's hella rude, chat. Oh no. I forgot this triggers at, oh, they're just transforming it. Deal. I should have done this during their main phase. They went to draw a card there. That was not great for me. Mistakes were made, but we were not punished.
Out of my way. I have a wedding to start. Nothing on Innistrad is free.
So Do I sacrifice the blood, committing more to the board, or do I just recycle this token? I think I sacked the blood.
Hope you're ready for some mind game. I know something you don't know.
That person came in here for the first time Hive and tried to stir up crap based on nonsense on Twitter that was popping off over the last couple of days. Just gonna keep drawing cards with this.
Blood for knowledge. A fair
The one thing that really gets me about people that are like, you're a baby or a child for like blocking people, it's like, actually, the way children behave is they throw a fit and they yell and scream about not getting their way. It's actually incredibly adult to just like walk away from someone you know you're not going to get along with and be like, you know what? You'll be fine over there, I'll be fine over here, and we'll both move on with our lives.
With the right tools, I can do it. Thanks. I'll be taking
Hey, Drexy, thanks for the sub-gifts. That's super generous of you. Happy Tuesday. Hey, please, Skittix. Alright, so the way... Hey, thanks, Drek. The way this phasing interacts here, I actually get to go ahead and upkeep this when their Kaido comes back before they get to use it.
Come closer, little one, that I may see you better.
Stagger thanks for the 23 months. So our deck felt a little bit medium into the runes deck when we played against that, but it's felt pretty impressive grinding out these control decks. Hey, good games, Navi. Good luck in the rest of your laddering today. It's fine. Not amazing, but fine. Smelter's been okay. I don't know that 4 is correct. And and obviously we can't play it here because this is standard on Alchemy, but I've definitely missed Sanguine Sacrament. Or Brushstroke or whatever it's called, I forget the exact name. Turns out being able to have Blood Artist in your artifact sacrifice deck is correct. I think from a content standpoint, I prefer games like Arena, where I'm able to provide analysis while I play. From a gameplay standpoint, however, I am incredibly addicted to Pokemon Unite. What I think makes Unite so addicting. I think that style of game in general just tends to be a lot of fun. And I think the Unite team optimized out a lot of the things that are kind of tedious and bad that other games in that genre do. The 10-minute matches, for example, are huge. We've not played the Kiki Saga deck yet. I think I'm holding off on playing Alchemy until we get the new cards on Thursday. So I'm gonna lose the card off a Synthesizer here when I do this, but I'm gonna go ahead and Deadly Dispute now. So that way I get the treasure token so we can Meathook for 3 next turn. So spewing a little bit of value here, but setting me up to get the board cleaned out, which is important, I think. How long is a match of League of Legends? I'm told the average League of Legends match is 25 to 30 minutes, but they can, in theory, last as long as an hour. And it's not even just the length that's good about Unite, although that's part of it. It's the predictability and consistency. As someone, my non-stream gaming time needs to be more predictable as a parent. So like knowing that like, okay, I have 15 minutes I can sit down and play a full game. Like even Magic doesn't have that, right? And that's a big part of why Best of One is so popular in Magic Arena, because it's faster. Okay, so I think I'm gonna Smelter here and then just not use it. And we're gonna play into Voltage Surge, one of their things next turn. We had League games last 80 minutes before. Yeah. Thing Cruise for 4. Yep. Yeah, I'm supposed to do this on my turn to play around a protection spell. That could have gone worse. The Sylveon skin looks great. I'm super pumped. I'd rather have the blood than the treasure here. It's close though. Do I want to attack with these knowing they could hit me for 4? I think so.
Generous one.
No. In theory, we have 6 points of damage on the board. Oh, wow. That does damage to Planeswalkers, too? Good God, man. Why does the mono green deck have so many Doom Blades, chat? It just ain't right. It just ain't right. Oh, I should have blocked here. I didn't realize that was attacking too. I feel about Smash and Meathook, chat. Think I'm into it? The best support in Pokemon Unite is Hoopa, I think. Made it a little bit worse last patch. It's still very good. Eldegoss is fine too, but Hoopa is a cut above. Actually, Jeff, Doomblade cost 2 mana and that one was only 1. That's fair. That's a fair call out. Holy crap, chat. Man, the hits keep coming and they don't stop coming. Just actual, factual, best possible last 2 cards. Just incredible. Ugh. So close, chat. I'm all alone, there's no one here beside me. Do 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 do. The Planeswalkers outmatch up. Smelter's probably not very good. We leave some Planeswalkers in. We need to be able to draw some cards at the top end of the curve, right? Balance between... I'm just gonna leave the 4 that we have in the main deck. Yeah, I agree. I think they did a good job with the Invoke cycle. I see you, Geddix. I see you. Pikachu's actually very good. Sell me. If you've played a MOBA before, if you have previous MOBA experience, there's a particular type of character you like to play. If you don't have previous MOBA experience, I'd take Pikachu. It's a good draw. It's a good first one. I'd take Pikachu. If it was good enough for Ash, it's good enough for you. Be the very best, like no one ever was. You know, chat, there might be something to this whole being on the play thing. It seems powerful. Someone write that down. Oh, they don't have an untapped land, so they can't kill my Anvil. That's great. Maybe this sequence was bad. Because now they're gonna have a chance to kill this, and I can't attack here. Yeah, I think my sequence is bad. I shouldn't have used the synthesizer to generate card advantage here. I should have just power word killed this. That was sloppy on my part. Eldegoss is just double band barrier, leaf tornado, cotton spore. Nice, untapped land is sick here. So we do this. We knock out this.
You
Get a
reek
loyalty
with
counter
terror,
on our lovely here.
In exchange for loyalty.
Attack for 2.
Slay.
Next turn, assuming we draw a brick, we get to synthesizer. I'm happy that I boarded. Do I want a Abrade in this matchup, actually? On the draw, especially. This might be good. I'm gonna bring an army extra rule spell in the draw. I'm gonna cut the Blood Fountains, actually, and keep the Epicures so they block. It's nice. I think the cycle of cards that are 2 mana cheaper, like the one that I spoiled, are probably all pretty good. I don't even think Slow Smoke was must-have in team comps before the nerf. It still seems playable, but not correct. Let's go ahead and knock out their 2-drop. I just want a synthesizer here. I mean, I don't mind longer story games. We played... Like, I guess it's a good comparison. Like, I played through Witcher 3 on stream. So, like, well, I'm not inherently opposed to longer games. I just don't like games that waste my time as a feature. So, like, is it gonna waste my time? Or is it just like, you're just playing for a while? It's, like, pretty cool with longer games. The one that heals, I think it's called Cotton Spore. Or Cotton Guard. Can we Sorin here? Because if they have one of their green Doom Blades, we can power word kill here in response. They don't have a protection spell they get got. Good stuff. Everything worked out better than expected, chat. Although I guess I get to make another 4/4 here now. My Sorin technically lives though, so that's nice.
You can deal with my servant. I'm busy.
They out here brawling. Sorin is dead. And they're out of resources. And we have a draw 2 and some filtering left. Yeah, I was gonna go ahead and Meathook this and get the board clean. Then next turn we can synthesize to get some card advantage going. And Sad Grixis is quite the appropriate Magic Arena related username. It's a pretty reasonable set. The Runes matchup felt hard. I feel like after playing the Runes matchup, I understand why some people are splashing white into this archetype. That being said, the amount of white sources people are playing tends to be greedy. So I think if you wanted to splash for Vanishing Verse or Rite of Oblivion, I could see that being fine, but you definitely want, like, let's say 12 to 14 white sources in your mana base, not like the 8 to 10. I saw a lot of decks online playing, but at the core of this build seems good. I think if you're looking for just straight red-black, this seems fine. I don't think the Runes match is necessarily impossible. We do have some hard removal. You can kind of tempo them on occasion, but that's probably the one matchup you're going to be behind in if you play something like this.